What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to give you my spoiler review of Paradise Season 1. Now, as you guys should all know, there are 5 pillars to this channel: music, video games, advocacy, and movies and television. This falls into the category of television, and this is great television. So if you guys don't know what this show is, it is starring, it's about this guy named Xavier Collins, played by Sterling K. Brown, and Xavier is a he's the head of the Secret Service. Like, he's the head agent to defend the President of the United States. But there's a lot of really good twists in this show, because this show, like, the cast in this show is extremely stacked. You got Sterling K. Brown, you got James Marston, you got a bunch of other people that you'll recognize, especially if you're familiar with nerd content, right? This is from the creator of This Is Us. I'm assuming most of you know what that show is. But this is from the creator of This Is Us. But it's one of the best shows of the last 10 years, in my opinion. Like, that's how good this show is. So basically what happens is, so the president gets killed, and you're thinking that it's just gonna be like a modern, like, who killed the president, la 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 la, like that. But then what happens is you find out that, like, the world was destroyed, or supposed to be destroyed, and what happens is you find out that this all takes place in an underground city. So there's a little bit of, like, Fallout energy in this as well, if you guys have either watched the TV show or played Fallout, the video games. But then you find out that, this showrunner, the creator of this show, is like, he created This Is Us, right? So, like, the time period thing that he does with This Is Us is very similar to this show, because this show will go from modern day to, like, the 90s to, like, it shows you the relationships of these characters. So basically what happens is, Xavier's trying to take down this lady named Sinatra, but one thing that, or Samantha, but her code name is Sinatra, right? And what happens is that Xavier's trying to take her down throughout the whole season, because he finds out that Sinatra is basically the shot caller of this whole underground city, right? And she doesn't want people to realize that the earth is the earth can be a livable environment again, right? Because why they build this city is because they think that the earth is uninhabitable after, like, climate change and global warming and stuff like that. And then they realize that it is inhabitable when they send people up there. But Sinatra doesn't want people up there, down in her city that she runs and she controls, right? To realize that the earth is habitable again, right? Because basically what they had to do to create this city was they had to build it, but they also had to choose the people in it. So, like, there was only, like, I forget how many, but, like, the Earth is 7 million. I think there was 1 million people chosen, right? And those a million people all inhabit this massive city that they build in San Francisco, right? They all inhabit this massive city, and like, so you have Xavier, you have Team Xavier, which is Xavier. What's her name? Not agent. You have Xavier. You have Xavier's boss, and you have his daughter, all on the same team trying to figure this out. And while this is going on, you find out like Xavier is a suspect in the president's murder, because the president, until Xavier finds this out, thought that his wife died when the whole world got blown up, right? And he thought that his wife died. Turns out that the president gave the world one more chance before they all went underground, because in this show's reality, they built a massive EMP. If you don't know what an EMP is, it's basically like a massive, it basically, so you guys know the thing that Batman uses to short out the lights. That's what an EMP is. But what this EMP was in this world that Paradise is set in, when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened, right? A military colonel in the world of Paradise, where basically set up a failsafe for the world, that can shut down anything. It can shut down missiles, it can shut down power signals, it can shut down anything. And the president, Cal, is played by James Marston, is I'm giving the world one more chance and stuff like that, because everybody wants him to just worry about himself, but this president in this show is a really good dude, bro. He's a really good dude. Originally you think, and as the story continues, you guys know I like character development in shows, right? I always talk about character development. If I'm playing a video game, if I'm watching a movie, or if I'm reviewing a series, or even if I talk about if I'm reading a fiction book, I like character development, right? So as the series goes on, it's 8 episodes long and it's 8 hours long, basically, right? As the season goes on, I compared it while I was watching it to an onion being peeled back, because you think you know who the villain is, but then you don't. Even they clearly reveal to you in episode 5 that the villain is Sinatra, right? But even with this show, they not all of the villains. The one villain that's probably going to be the main villain of season 2, Jane, is not redeemed at all, right? But Billy, one of the agents that you think is on the opposite side, is it basically shows you why he came down here, and then it shows you what allegiance he was on, and he was on Xavier's team. And then even for Sinatra, bro, Sinatra is a woman named Samantha, and 12 years earlier, because Samantha's a billionaire, she runs a software company, right? She runs a software company. So 12 years ago, Sinatra had 2 kids, right? And it shows you that, and then it shows you Sinatra's kid Dylan had I think they say it's a seizure. At least it looks like a seizure. But like this seizure, like if you guys don't know what seizures are, yes, they can be stopped. But like some seizures are very, 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 very life threatening, and that's um, what Samantha's son has. Like he has a life threatening seizure, right? So it shows you her grieving her son and stuff like that, and basically she broke after that. Like it shows you why she's so cold, and it explains it to you, but she is like, I get that she lost her son, right? And she is like very, very, but she is very, 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 very cold, and like, you're gonna do what I want or people will die, right? You find out that um like even the person who killed Cal, the president, they make his um they they basically sympathize. They basically show you like the characters that you think are evil, and some of them are evil. Like Sinatra's evil, and stuff like that. But they show you like how they got this way and how like why they're doing the things that they're doing, right? Because at first you think Cal, the president, is a bad guy, but he's not, right? And then you think that Billy is a bad guy, right? And then you think like and stuff like that, and like this show is very, very, very complex, but it's easy to understand, right? Like I said to my mom, because I've watched This Is Us and I really like This Is Us, but this is easier to understand because they make it very clear to you like when they're time switching periods and stuff like that, and like because it will go from like, again, as I said, it will go from like the 90s to like before the world blew up to like present day, right? And it makes it very clear to you like when they're switching time periods and stuff like that. And I find it more easier to understand than This Is Us, right? And like this is a mix between This Is Us and an action espionage show, like bro, like he like the creator, I don't know his name that created This Is Us, but he's a great showrunner, right? This Is Us is a phenomenal show. If you haven't watched This Is Us, watch This Is Us. But like this has like the action of like a really good movie and a really good film, but it also has like the emotional scenes and stuff like that. Like for example, like it shows you like again, it shows you why the characters are like this, why they act like this now. Like it shows you, it's literally showing you how good intentions pave the way to hell, right? Or that's how they start. Like if you look at any comic book, well, not any comic book villain, but some comic book villains, like the really good ones. Like Doctor Doom is a good example. Doctor Doom is a villain, but if you look at him from, or no, I'll even give you a better perspective. Wicked. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil the thing, but Wicked shows you that the wizard is the villain of the Wizard of Oz, right? Right? Because when you see it from a different perspective, you think that he's the good guy, but when you see it from Alphabet's perspective, you realize that he wasn't the good guy that he says he was. He was a fraud, right? Like, and like the like I would say none of the besides like the villain at the very very end of a show, Jane, um, at the very very end of the season, I mean Jane, she's like the only like straightforward. I'm a villain and I want my Wii. Like literally, guys, she's like, give me my Wii, Sinatra, and I'll do what you want. Like Wii, like Nintendo Wii, right? There's better consoles than Nintendo Wii, bro. Like PlayStation's better, Xbox is better, in my opinion. But she wants her Wii and stuff like that because what Sinatra did was she basically picked the people that she wants. So she picked like psychopaths to also go down into the underground city, right? That's called Paradise. That's why the show's called Paradise. And then season 2 is going to be very interesting because season 2 comes out February 23rd, and you dang right I'm going to be covering season 2 on this channel every week. But like for me, I really like complexity, but I also really like being able to understand these characters, right? And like you have great performances. Like I know a lot of people just know James Marston from playing Cyclops, and I can't wait to see him as Cyclops again in Doomsday. Bro, he may give his performance of his career in this. Honestly, because at first you think he's just a dumb guy that became president. Then you realize how smart and how much of a good person he was, right? And stuff like that. Sterling K. Brown. Sterling K. Brown is one of the best actors we have working today, bro. Like, there's episode 7, I would say is the best episode of the season. Episode 7 is called The Day, and it basically shows you, like, what happened the day that they thought the earth blew up, right? And like that episode should have won an Emmy. I think it did. Right? So I love this show. I cannot wait for season 2. And yeah, thank y'all so much for all your support. I'm very interested to see what happens in season 2, because season 2, Xavier's going up to Earth to find his wife. And literally, guys, I binged this show in 2 days. Or, no, a day and a half. I binged this show in a day and a half because we dropped the teaser for season 2 coming out February 23rd. And I'm like, I never finished this. I even think I reviewed the first 2 episodes on this channel. So, but this show is incredible. Again, if you haven't watched Paradise yet, do yourself a favor and watch Paradise. Because, like, especially if you like complex, complex storylines that are easy to understand, right? So, like, it's very complex, and you won't see the twist coming. Like, I only saw one twist coming, but even with that, I'm like, I wasn't expecting who killed the character that I knew was going to die, in the show, right? I wasn't expecting who killed the character that I knew was going to die. Like, that's the only twist I could, because literally they make it obvious to you, like, yep, he's gonna die. But who kills the character that you think, that you know is going to die, will shock you, right? And stuff like that. And then season 2 is gonna be very interesting because it has him going to Earth, like the real Earth, to find his wife, and the trailer shows him like basically walking on glass and stuff like that, and like that's what it is. Again, it's just a teaser because the show doesn't come out until the end of February, like February 23rd. But I cannot wait for this show to come back. you dang right I'm going to be reviewing it on this channel as weekly. You guys know when I review a show weekly on either one of my channels, that means I really, really, really like it. So, yeah, thank y'all so much. I hope you enjoyed this review of Paradise Season 1. And if you have had a chance to see Paradise Season 1, please, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help me out. Thank you so much, and God bless you guys, and I hope you have a great day.